Welcome dear students. In today's class we will complete chapter number 18 and 20. So let us start from the chapter number 18, parallel lines and transversal. So parallel lines. Two lines which lie in the same plane and do not intersect each other are called parallel lines. Like the examples are opposite edges of a ruler, edges of a bridge, railway lines, etc. Like you can see in the figure, railway lines has been drawn here. So the distance between the railway lines are same throughout this portion and they are not intersecting each other at any point. And if you will extend these lines, they will not even intersect after extending them. Similar case is in with this table. Opposite edges of this table are parallel lines like this and this, because these lines after extending they will not intersect each other and the distance between them is same throughout the portion. The symbol used for parallel lines is this: two lines drawn parallel to each other, and it is called is parallel to. Like we are having these two lines L and M, they are parallel to each other, so we will write it like this and we will read it like this: L is parallel to M. Distance between two parallel lines, as I have told you, the distance will be same in between the parallel lines. Now the perpendicular lines. So perpendicular lines are lines that intersect at right angles. Means these lines will intersect each other, and at the point of intersection the angle obtained will be 90 degree. As you can see here, PQ and RS are perpendicular to each other, and at the point of intersection angle is 90 degree. So four angles will be obtained here and all the angles are of the same measurement, 90 degree. The symbol used for perpendicular is like this. One line is perpendicular is in vertical position, another one is horizontal position. This is the symbol for perpendicular and it is read like that: is perpendicular to. Like we will read it here like this: PQ perpendicular RS, or we can say RS perpendicular PQ. And we will write it like this: PQ perpendicular RS. Now the horizontal and vertical lines. So this type of line is known as horizontal line, and the line which is at the right 90 degree angles or right angles, it is known as vertical line. So this is the vertical, this is the horizontal. In the diagram you can understand it. This is the horizontal line and this is the vertical line. Now the next is oblique line. A line which is neither horizontal nor vertical is known as oblique line. So you can see here, this is the vertical line, this is the horizontal line, and this is the oblique line. This is also the oblique line. This is horizontal line, this is vertical, horizontal, vertical. Horizontal plane. A horizontal plane is one in which all lines drawn are horizontal. Like the level of ground, the floor of a room, the top of a table, all are horizontal plane, because when we draw lines in these planes, they will be horizontal lines. Similarly, vertical plane is a perpendicular to a horizontal plane, like the walls of a room, stone dropped from the hand, or a man is standing. It is also in a vertical plane. A man will stand in a vertical plane. So all the lines drawn in this plane are vertical lines. Exercise 18A. As we have completed two questions in the class, so again I am solving one question for you of question number 1. First, second part. Identify parallel line segments in the given figure. So you can clearly see here that these two lines are parallel because they are from with each other at equal distance and they are not intersecting each other at any point after extending them. So AB parallel to CD like this, and these lines are also parallel. So AD DE parallel BF. Here DE parallel BF, and these oblique lines are also parallel. So AD parallel BC. Question number 2. Classify the following as vertical, horizontal and oblique. Bottom edge of a door, it is a horizontal line. A soldier standing in the attention position, as I have told you, it is vertical. The soldier standing in the attention position, it is vertical line, as I have told you. The handrail of a staircase, handrail means the grill which are the metallic support which is provided for the staircase, it is oblique. A ladder leaning against a wall, it is oblique ladder. The hinged edge of a door, vertical. The horizon of it at C, it is horizontal. Question number 3. In which plane do the wheels of a moving bike revolve? Answer is vertical plane, because the wheels will move like this. Can you understand it? I hope you can understand it, that wheels will move like this position. Name the lines from the figure. All horizontal lines. So you can clearly see that all horizontal lines AB, CD, FE, KH, these are horizontal lines. Vertical lines AD, BC, EH and FK. All vertical planes means the plane which is like in this position. Okay, so ABCD, EF, KH, and this one is also BCHE and ADKF. You may write the name of a plane in any kind, in any way. Okay, there is not a particular way to write the name of any plane. Like here, ABCD can be written and ADCB can be written and AB. So the name of this plane can be written in two ways. So you may write in any way. Name of the plane are given here. All horizontal planes. The horizontal planes are DKHCD, DKHC or CHKD or DCHK or HKDC. You may write the name of this plane in any method. So this is the horizontal plane, and the second horizontal plane is on the top, ABEF. The next one is all lines perpendicular to DC. So the all lines perpendicular to DC are AD and BC. All line perpendicular to DC. So AB, AD, BC, EH and FK. Because these are also perpendicular, since they are not leaning upon this line, but they are making the same angle as AD is making with DC. Now the transversal. So a line which intersects two or more given lines in a plane at distinct points is called the transversal. So if two lines are there in a plane and one line is intersecting it, so this line, the intersecting line, is known as transversal line. So for the lines L and M, the N is the transversal line because it is intersecting these two lines at the point A and B, which are different from each other. Similarly, you can see here L and M are in this position and N is in this position. So N will be transversal for L and M. And similarly for this figure, N is the transversal since it is intersecting. L is not the transversal here because L is not intersecting them at different points. Here N is intersecting them at the same point, only at one point. So it will not be transversal because transversal line will intersect the lines at different points. Now the angles formed by transversal while cutting two parallel lines. So if a transversal line is intersecting two parallel lines, as you can see here, so we will obtain 8 angles in it. 8 angles will be formed, and these angles are having different names according to their properties. So the first one is angle 1 and 5, 2 and 6, 4 and 8, 3 and 7. These angles are on the same side of the transversal, such that the one is interior and the other is exterior. So these angles are known as corresponding angles. What I have said, 1 and 5. We'll take one pair. We are having here 4 pairs of corresponding angles, and we are taking here one pair, 1 and 5. So we have taken these angles, that these angles are on the same side of transversal, same side of the transversal, and one angle is in exterior angle and other one is the interior angle. So what do you mean by exterior and interior areas or regions in a parallel line? So if two parallel lines are like this or like this, so the region which is enclosed between the parallel lines, it is known as interior region. Similarly, the region which is enclosed between these parallel lines is known as interior region. And the region which is enclosed outside these lines, this is known as exterior regions, like this. So this one is the exterior region and this one is the exterior region. So here we are having angle 1 in the exterior region and angle 5 in the interior region. So we are having two angles which are on the same side of corresponding transversal, and one is exterior and other one is interior. So this is the pair of corresponding angles, and corresponding angles are always equal to each other. That means angle 1 is equals to angle 5. Similarly, 2 is in exterior region and 6 is in interior region. So 2 equals to 6, and this is the pair of corresponding lines. The next is 4 is and 8. 4 and 8. 4 is in interior and 8 is at exterior region. 3 and 7. 3 is in the interior region and 7 is in the exterior region. So these angles, all these pairs are corresponding angles and they are equal to each other. Second one is alternate interior angles. So alternate interior angles, since the word interior is used in it, so interior means the angles which are in the interior region. So 3 and 6 are in the interior region, 4 and 5 are in the interior region, but we have taken the word alternate here. So alternate means one is from this side and one is from this side. That means both the angles are at the opposite side and they are not forming any linear pair. So 3 is equals to 5 and 4 is equals to 6. They are known as alternate angles or alternate interior angles. 3 and 5, 4 and 6. The next is co-interior angles. So co-interior angles means again we are taking interior angles, but they will be on the same side of the transversal. So 4 and 5 are the co-interior angles and their sum will be 180 degree. So 4 plus 5 180 degree, 3 and 6 180 degree. So 3 plus 6 180 co-interior angles and 4 and 5 co-interior angles, 4 plus 5 180 degree. Exercise 18b. First question is line L is the transversal to lines N and M. Here are the two lines N and M and L is the transversal. Name the following. A pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal. The pair of the interior angles on the same side of transversal. So here transversal is this L and the angles on the same side of the transversals are angle 3 and angle 7, angle 2 and angle 6. Because this is the interior region between these two parallel lines, this is the transversal, same side is this side, 7, 3 and 2 and 6. A pair of exterior angles on the same side of the transversal. The pair of exterior angles on the same side, this is the exterior region, this is the same side, so angle 1 and 4 and 8 and 5. Two pairs of alternate interior angles. So alternate interior angles are in the interior region of the parallel lines and they are on the opposite side of the transversal. So 2 and 3, 7 and 6. Four pairs of corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are the angles which are on the same side of the transversal but one is exterior and other one is interior. So 1 and 3, 7 and 4, 8 and 6, 2 and 5. Question number 2. In the given figure, write the name of for the transversal PQ, alternate interior angles. So here the transversal PQ, QR and this line are parallel to each other and the name of this line is L. So a triangle PQR is given and a transversal L is cutting here. So L and QR are parallel to each other and PQ is transversal and PR is also a transversal. So for transversal PQ we have to write the angles. Alternate interior angles will be 9 and 7. These one. Corresponding angles, angle 5 and 7. 5 and 7. Okay, because the next pair is not given to you, so these angles are only given. So one pair will be formed here, 5 and 7. Vertical angles, so vertical angles will be 5 and 9. Vertically opposite angles are also known as vertical angles. So 5 and 9 and 8 and 6 because they are vertically opposite. They are facing each other on the opposite side. Co-interior angles will be 6 and 7. These are the co-interior angles. Now for the transversal PR. For transversal PR, alternate interior angles will be angle 4 and 11. These are the parallel lines and PR is the transversal. So in the interior region these angles are forming here. So 11 and 4 are the alternate interior angles. Corresponding angles will be 2 and 4 because only this one pair is given here. Vertical angles will be 2 and 11, 10 and 3 because they are facing each other vertically. Co-interior angles, so co-interior angles will be 3 and 4 because they are in the interior region of the same side of the transversal PR. Now let's again revise the properties of the angles which are made by a transversal and two parallel lines. When a transversal cut two parallel lines, the angles made are pairs of corresponding angles and they are equal to each other. Pairs of alternate angles, they are equal to each other, and sum of the interior angles on the same side of transversal is equal to 180 degree. That means in this figure I will again clear it that 6 plus 7 is equals to 180 degree. Now exercise 18C. Here two lines are parallel to each other, M and N. and angle 1 is given that it is 20 degree. So we have to find the measure of angle 2, 3, 4, means we have to find the measure of all the angles here. Since angle 1 is equals to 20 degree, so angle 1 plus 2 equals to 180 degree. 1 plus 2, it is forming a linear pair here. What are the linear pairs? The sum of two angles which are on the straight line having one arm common, they are making linear pair. So angle 1 and 2 are making linear pair here, and the sum of the linear pair is 180 degree. So angle 1 plus 2 equals to 180 degree, 20 plus angle 2 equals to 180, and angle 2 equals to 160. Now angle 3 and 1 are vertically opposite angle, so angle 3 equals to 20 degree, angle 4 equals to 160, since angle 2 and 4 are vertically opposite angles. Now angle 5 and 1 is equal to each other because they are corresponding angles. So angle 5 equals to 1 because corresponding angle, and it is equals to 20 degree. Similarly, angle 6 is corresponding angle to angle 2. So it is 160 degree. Angle 7 is vertically opposite angle with angle 5. So it is 20 degree. And angle 8 is equals to angle 6, vertically opposite angles. So it is 160 degree. Question number 2. Find the value of x and y from the figures. So x is equals to 25 degree. Since these two lines are parallel to each other, and this is the transversal, and these two lines again parallel to each other because same symbol has been given on these lines, and this is the transversal. For angle x, it will be equal to 25 degree. We are taking here, these are the parallel lines, and when this is the transversal, so x equals to 25 alternate interior angles, and when these lines are parallel to each other, so angle, and for angle y, we are taking these two lines parallel to each other, and this is the transversal, so angle 5 equals to 35 degree alternate interior angles. The next is find the value of x from the figures. Here two parallel lines are given, and this is the transversal. Clearly you can see that angle 120 degree and x are corresponding angles, so x equals to 120 degree. The third part is angle 1 equals to 118 degree because angle 1 is here and angle 118 degree is here. Since these two lines are parallel and this is the transversal, so 1 equals to 118 corresponding angles. Similarly here, angle 1 and A is the corresponding angle because these two lines are parallel now, and this is the transversal. So angle A equals to 1 equals to corresponding angle 118 degree. Question number 4. Here these two lines are parallel to each other, and angle x is given and 60 degree is given. So we have done a construction to find out the angle x. We have extended this parallel line to this extent and marked it as angle 1. So we can clearly see that angle 1 and x degree are vertically opposite angles. So angle 1 equals to x degree, and on the same time you can see that angle 1 and angle 60 degree are alternate angles. Since these two lines are parallel to each other, so angle 60 degree and 1 is alternate angle, and angle 1 is equals to x degree, so x is equals to 60 degree. Like this way we will find the value of angle x. Now find the value of x. Here 2x and 3x are given. These two are parallel lines. This is the transversal. Since the 2x and 3x are co-interior angles, so their sum will be equal to 180 degree. So 5x equals to 180 and x equals to 36. So the value of x, we have to find only the value of x. So x equals to 36 degree. We don't have to find the value of these angles. Fourth part, this line and this line is parallel to each other. This line and this line is parallel to each other. This is the transversal, and for these two lines, this is also the transversal. So here x plus 80 barabar 180 degree. Why? Because these two lines are parallel and this is the transversal. So these two angles are co-interior angles. So 60 plus x equals to 180. So x equals to 120. Value of x is 120. Now angle 1 plus angle 110, they both are forming linear pair of angle. So the sum of these angles will be equals to 180. Angle 1 equals to 70 degree. Now angle 1 and angle y, this is the transversal, these are the parallel lines. So angle 1 equals to y because alternate interior angles, and value of angle y equals to 70 degree. And this way we have find all the angles. Now question number 5. Find the value x equals to 50 degree alternate angles. These are the parallel lines, these are the transversals. For these two parallel lines, this is the transversal. For these two parallel lines, this is also the transversal. In a similar way, when these are the parallel lines, this is the transversal and this is also the transversal. So in each case we have given two parallel lines. So x equals to 50 degree because x and 50 are alternate interior angles for these two parallel lines and transversal this line. So x equals to 50 alternate interior angles, and y equals to x, because y and x are vertically opposite angles, so y equals to 50 degree. Now here z plus 50 equals to 180. Since z plus 50 are co-interior angles for these two parallel lines. For these two parallel lines, these are the co-interior angles. So z plus 50 equals to 180, co-interior angles, z equals to 130. And now again z and w are forming linear pair. So z plus w equals to 180 and w equals to 50. Now the second part. To solve this question, we have extended this line to this extent. And this line, and these three lines are parallel to each other. These are the transversal for these two lines, and this is the transversal for these two lines. So since we have extended it, now we have marked the angle 1 and 2 here, and the whole this angle is x degree. So we have divided this x degree into 1 and 2 angles. Now angle 1 equals to 25. So for these two lines, for these two parallel lines, you can see we have extended it. Angle 1 equals to 25 because alternate interior angles, and angle 2 equals to 65, alternate interior angles. This one and this one. Now angle x equals to angle 1 plus 2. So angle x equals to 90 degree. In the third part, angle these three are the parallel lines, and these two are the parallel lines. So for these two parallel lines, this is the transversal. For these two parallel lines, this is the transversal. And for these two parallel lines, this is the transversal. So angle 2 plus 70, for these two lines, this is the transversal. Angle 2 plus 70 equals to 180. Co-interior angles, so angle 2 equals to 110. And angle 1 is equals to 2. 1 is equals to 2. Since these are the parallel lines, this is the transversal. So angle 2 equals to 1, alternate interior angle. So angle 1 equals to 110. And in the next step, x equals to 1. These two are the parallel lines. This is the transversal. So angle x equals to 1, alternate angles, and it will equals to 110 degree. So dear students, here we have completed chapter number 18, parallel lines and transversal. So if you are having any problem or any doubt, you may ask in the Zoom classes. Welcome dear students to the maths class. Today we are going to complete the chapter number 20 here. So chapter number 20, triangles. All of you know about the triangles. What are triangles, its parts, and the properties of triangles. So let us recall all the points related to triangles. The first one is, a triangle is a plane figure bounded by 3 line segments. As you all know that this is the figure of triangle. The parts of a triangle have 3 sides and 3 angles. 3 sides are PQ, PR and QR, and 3 angles are angle P, angle Q, angle R. Now the vertices are the point of intersection of 2 adjacent sides. These are the 2 adjacent sides, and they are intersecting at point P here. So this is the vertex, and the plural form of vertex is vertices. The 3 vertices are there of triangle, angle P, Q and R. Interior and exterior of a triangle. So the area or the region enclosed by the 3 sides of the triangle, this is known as interior region, and the region which is outside the triangle, it is known as exterior region. The point O is in the interior region, point M is on the boundary of the triangle, and point X is in the exterior region. Classification of triangles. So they are classified on the basis of the sides and angles. First classification is according to the sides. First is a scalene triangle, a triangle having sides of different length. All the sides are of different length in the scalene triangle, like in the triangle ABC, 3 cm, 4 cm, 5 cm. This is a scalene triangle. Isosceles triangle, it is having 2 sides equal. In triangle PQR, 5 cm, 5 cm, these 2 sides are equal, and other one is different. This is 3 cm. Equilateral triangle, in which all the sides are of same measurement. 5 cm, 5 cm, 5 cm. This is equilateral triangle. The next is triangles according to the angles. First is acute angle triangle. So each angle of this acute angle triangle will be of acute angle. That is, every angle is less than 90 degree. Right angle triangle. So one angle of this type of triangle is 90 degree. Other one are acute angles. Obtuse angle. One angle is obtuse. That means it is greater than 90 degree. And other angles are less than 90 degree. That is, they are acute. Exercise 20A. In the figure, name the following. The side opposite to angle R. Here it is angle R, and opposite side is this. This is PQ. The angle opposite to QR. This is QR. Angle opposite it P. Angle P. The vertex opposite to PR. So the vertex, this is PR. The vertex opposite to it is Q. The side opposite to vertex P. This is vertex P. The side opposite to it is QR. So whenever you are writing the angle, you have to put this angle sign. And whenever you are writing the vertex, you don't have to put any sign before this point. Question number 2. Answer the following. Name the points which are in the triangular region AB. Which of these lie on triangle ABC? Points in the triangular region are, this is the triangular region. So points in the triangular region are only name the points which are in the triangular region ABC and which of these lie on triangle ABC. So the points which are in the triangular region means exterior region and the interior region. So the points are A, B, C, X, Y, Z, O. These points will also be included in it. A, B, C, X, Y, Z, O. These are in the triangular region. P and Q are in the exterior region, so they have not counted in it. So points lie on triangle ABC. X, Y, Z points are lying on the boundary of the triangle ABC. Which points lie in the exterior of triangle ABC? In the exterior, points are P and Q. Question number 5. The questions which has been left during the explanation, they have to do yourself. You have to do them yourself. Okay. So classify the triangles whose sides are given below. 3 centimeter, 4 centimeter, 5. All the sides are different, so it is a scalene triangle. 2 sides are equal, it is isosceles triangle. 2 sides are equal, isosceles triangle. And all the sides are equal, equilateral triangle. Now classify the triangles whose angles measure are. So angles measure has been given 39, 58, 83. All the angles are acute angle. So this is acute angle triangle. One angle is more than 90 degree, that is obtuse angle. So it is the obtuse angle triangle. And here one angle is of 90 degree. So this is right angle triangle. Question number 7. Answer the following questions based on the figure. Name the equilateral triangle. So here the measurement of all the sides are given to you. You have to find out the name of the equilateral triangle from here. So this is the point P, Q, S, T, M, R. And it is given that this angle is of 90. So it is 90 and it is also 90. Here it is given that this angle is of 90 degree. So it is 90. So this will also be 90 degree. Name the equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle will be this one 4, 4, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 plus 1 plus 1. The QR is of 4 centimeter. This diagram is very clear in the book, so you can understand this question from the book. Since these are of 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, so we after adding it we'll get QR equals to 4 centimeter. This is 4, this is 4. So angle PQR is the equilateral triangle. Name the isosceles triangle. For isosceles triangle we want two sides equal. So 3 centimeter, 3 centimeter. And 1 and 1. This SM will be 2 centimeter. This is 3, this is 3. So triangle PSM is the isosceles triangle. Name the scalene triangle. So triangle PQS 4, 3, 1. Similarly, triangle PQT, triangle PMR, triangle PTR, triangle PTM, and triangle PST. All these are scalene triangles. Name the acute triangles. So acute triangles will be triangle PQR, triangle PSR, PSR, triangle PMQ, PMQ, and triangle PSM, PSM. Name the obtuse angle triangle. Obtuse angle triangle will be PQS. This one will be obtuse angle triangle. And triangle PMR, PMR. This one is the obtuse angle triangle, because you can clearly see that this angle is greater than 90, because 90 angle line will be like this. And it is exceeding the 90 degree angle line. If you will draw a line like this, it will denote 90 degree angle line. And this angle is exceeding 90 degree angle line. So this is the obtuse, and similarly this is the obtuse angle triangle. Name the right angle triangle. Here 90 degree is forming here. So triangle PST, PRT, like this PRT, PMT, PMT, and PQT. These four are the right angle triangle which are including this side in it. All equilateral triangles are isosceles, but not all isosceles triangles are equilateral. Why? So the reason is because any two sides of an equilateral triangle are always equal. Because in the isosceles triangle, we need two sides equal. An equilateral triangle, all the sides are equal. So an equilateral triangle can be considered as isosceles triangle. But while isosceles triangle, the three sides are not always equal. So isosceles triangle cannot be considered as equilateral triangle. How many different triangles are there in the given figure? Name each of them. The triangles are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have marked the triangles in it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the triangles. And 2 plus 3. If you are adding this 2 plus 3, this one will be the triangle here. Similarly, 3 plus 4. This one will be triangle here. 4 plus 5. This one will be the triangle here. 1 plus 2 plus 3. 1 plus 2 plus 3. So this big triangle will be formed here. And 1 plus 3 plus 4. This big triangle will be formed here. 2 plus 5. 2 plus 5. This triangle will be formed here. And angle PQR, the bigger triangle PQR. The total triangles are 12. And name of all the triangles you may write yourself. Angle 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 plus 3. According to 2 plus 3, you can write the name LQM. So you can write all the name of all the triangles here. Important properties of a triangle. The first property is angle sum property of triangles. According to this property, the sum of all the angles of a triangle is equals to 180. So if we are having this triangle PQR and angles are 1, 2, 3, so sum of 1, 2, 3 is equals to 180 degree. Now exercise 20b, we'll use this angle sum property in this exercise. So here I'm explaining two examples for you so that it will be easy for you to understand exercise. First is each of the two angles of a triangle is 4 times the third angle. Find the angles. So let the third angle be x and equal angles will be 4x and 4x. Two angles are equal. So they will be 4x and 4x because they are 4 times the third angle. So the sum of angles, we know that the sum of the angles is 180 degrees. So we added all the three angles and put it equal to 180, x equals to 20. So the angles of triangle are x equals to 20, x equals to 4x, that is 4 into 20, 4 into 20, 20, 80, 80. One of the angles of a triangle is equal to the sum of the other two. Find the angle. Let the angles of the triangle be x, y, z. And it is given that one of the angles of a triangle is equal to the sum of the other two. Let x equals to y plus z. Two angles sum is equals to third angle. X plus y plus z equals to 180 and we will put here y plus z equals to x. So the value of x will be 90. Angle is 90 degree. Now the exercise. First question, fifth part. We have to find the measure of third angle of the triangle. 45, 106 degree. Two angles are given here. We will use the angle sum property and let the third angle be x. So according to angle sum property, 45 plus 106 plus x equals to 180, x equals to 29 degree. So with the help of angle sum property, we will find the third angle. State in which case the angles can possibly be those of a triangle. So we have to find that three angles are given. We have to find that these three angles are of a triangle or not. So if their sum is 180, they are the angles of a triangle, and if their sum is not 180, they are not the angle of a triangle. Since the sum of these angles is 194, so it is not the angle of a triangle. And since the sum of these three angles is 180 degree, so these angles are of a triangle. One of the acute angles of a right triangle is 62 degree. Find the other acute angle. One acute angle is given to you. And it is given that it is right triangle. So one angle is of 90, one is of 62. We have to find the other acute angle. So we'll use the angle sum property. Given angle are 62 degree and 90 degree. Add all the angles. Let the third angle be x. So x equals to 28. So other acute angle will be 28 degree. If two angles of a right angle triangle are equal, find the two angles. So two angles of a right triangle means one angle is of 90 and other two angles are of equal measurement. So let the equal angles be x and x degree. Third angle is 90 degree. So by the angle sum property, x plus 90 equals to 180, x equals to 45 degree. X plus x 2x plus 90, we'll change the position of 90, it will be in the minus sign, 90 degree, x equals to 45. So the two angle of triangle is 45 and 45. Each of the two angles of a triangle is twice the third angle. Find the angles of the triangle. It is given that the two angles of a triangle are twice of the third angle. So let the third angle be x, then the two angles will be 2x and 2x. So sum of the angles is equals to 180 by the angle sum property. X equals to 36. So the angles are 36, 72, 72 because we'll do the twice of the angle x here to find the other two angles. In the given figure, triangle PQR is right angled at P and PS is perpendicular to QR. PS is perpendicular to QR means these angles are of 90 degree, and PQR is right angled at P means 90 degree angle in the triangle PQR is at point P, at vertex P. So this angle is of 90 degree. Since PS perpendicular to QR, it is also of 90 degree. So we have to find angle QPS. Angle QPS. In this triangle we have to find the angle. It is 90 degree. So in triangle PQS, Q equals to 45, S equals to 90 degree. This is given here, it is 45. It is given in the question. This is 90 degree, so we can find this angle by angle sum property. Angle P plus angle Q plus angle S equals to 180. QPS equals to 180 minus 135, 45. In this question, we have to find only this angle, not the whole, because whole is given 190. We have to find in this triangle only, this much angle. Now angle RPS. RPS. This portion of angle P. So angle QPR equals to 90. It is given it is 90. It is given that it is 90. QPR. This angle is of 90. We know this measurement of this part, so we can find this part. Since angle QPS, angle RPS is equals to 90 degree. So angle RPS equals to 90 minus 45. That is, it is 45 degree. Angle PRQ. PRQ. This angle we have to find here. We know that it is 90 degree. It is 45 degree. So we can find this angle. Angle P plus angle Q plus angle R equals to 180 degree. So by the angle sum property, we are solving it. Angle PRQ equals to 45 degree. In each of the figure, find angle PXY. PXY. This angle we have to find here. It is given that these two lines are parallel and this is the transversal. So XY is parallel to QR. Angle PYX equals to angle Q. Because these two are parallel lines, so this angle, angle PYX, and this angle will be corresponding angles. So this angle will be equals to 65 degree. Now in this triangle, it is 35, it is 65 as we have calculated here. So this triangle will be found with the angle sum property. Angle P plus angle X plus angle Y barabar 180 degree. Angle PXY equals to, this one is 80 degree. Now in this figure, AB is parallel to YZ. AB is parallel to YZ. And these are the transversals for AB and YZ. Now angle XBA and XYZ both are corresponding angles since these two lines are parallel and this is the transversal. So XBA, this angle will be of 45 degree. Now angle XAB plus angle BAZ. These two angles are forming linear pair. So it is 95. This angle will be of 85. XAB plus 95 equals to 180 and XAB equals to 85. Now in triangle XAB, this triangle, we know this angle, we know the measurement of this angle, we can find this angle. So this angle and this angle, these three angles will be equals to 180 degree. The sum of these three angles will be 180. So we have put the value of angle A, angle B, and we will find the value of angle X, 50 degree. Question number 10. In the given figure, find SQR. SQR. Since PS is parallel to QR. Since PS is parallel to QR, this is the transversal. This angle is given 65 degree. So this angle will be equals to 65 degree. Alternate angles will be forming here. In QSR, we have to find the angle QSR. This angle we have to find. So in triangle QRS, since we know the value of this angle, so we can find the value of this angle by the angle sum property. By adding all these three angles and putting it equal to 180 degree, we'll find the value of QSR equals to 65 degree. This angle will be equals to 65 degree. Now triangle angle SQP, PS is parallel to QR and QS is transversal. So SQP is equals to QSR, alternate angles, and it will be equals to 65 degree. For angle P in triangle PSQ, by using the angle sum property, angle PSQ equals to 180 degree. We know the value of S and Q, so the angle value of angle P equals to 50 degree. Now, question number 12. In this figure, angle Q, we have to find in the given figure, we have to find angle Q in triangle MQR. Angle Q we have to find, we are taking triangle MQR. This triangle we are taking here. Angle M is given 100 degree, angle R is given 25 degree. So angle Q, by using the angle sum property, angle Q equals to 55 degree. Second point, angle NMR. So it is given that MN is parallel to QR and we have to find this angle here. Since these two lines are parallel, this is the transversal. So this angle and this angle will be alternate angles. So third part is angle PMN. So for this angle PMN, we know that MN is parallel to QR. And here now PQ is the transversal. So this angle is equals to this angle. The angle PMN, this angle is equal to this angle. So angle PMN equals to angle PQR equals to 55 degree. Now angle PNM. So the angle PNM is PNM. We have to find this angle. In triangle PMN, the sum of these three angles will be equals to 180 degree. We know that it is 55. This is 55 as we have calculated in the third part. So we can find the value of this angle. By angle sum property, P plus N plus M equals to 180. So P and M equals to 70 degree. Now fifth part, MNR. MNR. We have to find this angle now. Since we know that angle PNM plus angle MNR are 180 degree, angle PNM and MNR. This angle and this angle are forming linear pair of angles. We have calculated this angle in the fourth part. It is of 70 degree. So we can find this angle by putting them together. 1 equals to 180 degree. This angle is 70. 70 plus MNR equals to 110 degree. Angle MRN. MRN means we have to find this angle. This much. So for angle MRN in triangle PQR, angle P plus Q plus R barabar 180 degree. So 55 plus 55 plus 25 plus angle MRN. We have put it equals to. So angle MRN equals to 45 degree here. Now in the given figure, find angle AEB. Angle AEB. We have to find this angle. AEB. This angle, this is given 90 degree, it is 20. So by the angle sum property, we will find angle AB equals to 70 degree. Because by angle sum property, angle A plus angle E plus angle B equals to 180. This much E. Now angle BEF. BEF. So now you have to find this angle. Since all the three angles are formed on a straight line, so the sum of these three angles will be 180 degree. We know the value of this angle. We know the value of this angle. We can find the value of this angle. So by putting all the three angles together equals to 180 degree, we'll find the value of BEF equals to 65 degree. Now the third one, DFE. DFE. We have to find this angle. It is given 90, it is 45. So we can find this value as we have find value of E. Similarly, we'll put together all the angles equals to 180 degree. Sorry, here DFE. In triangle EFD, we'll put all the angles equals to 180 by angle sum property. So angle DFE equals to 45 degree. Now CFB. This angle we have to find. CFB. This much angle. So for CFB, angle DFE plus angle BFE plus angle BFC. We have taken these three angles. This one, this angle, and this angle. We have added all the three angles equals to 180 because these angles are formed on a straight line. We know the value of this angle, we can find the value of angle BFC. So we have put here together, put it equals to 180, so angle CF equals to 65 degree. Now angle CBF. Now in triangle CBF, it is 90. We know the value of this angle, it is 65 as we have calculated in part 4. And this is 90 degree. So by the angle sum property in this triangle, BCF equals to 180. Angle B plus angle C plus angle F equals to 180 degree. So angle CBF equals to 25 degree. Now we have to find the angle FBE. This much angle. So angle ABE, because all the three angles is equals to 90 degree. It is given that the whole angle this much this angle B is equals to 90. So this angle, and by adding this angle, they will be equal to the whole angle B. So we have taken here ABE, FBE plus CBF equals to 90, because these three angles are making triangle, making 90-degree angle. So we are having the values, put the values, and FB equals to 45 degree. Now exterior and interior angles of a triangle. We all know the interior angles of a triangle. They are in this triangle PQR. Now the exterior and interior angles of a triangle. In triangle PQR, interior angles are P, Q and this angle R. So if we will extend or increase the length of any side of a triangle, our angle is formed outside the triangle, which is known as exterior angle of the triangle. And this exterior angle is equal to the sum of the opposite interior angles. Means we are not included this interior angle here. Opposite of this exterior angle, these two angles are opposite of this exterior angle. So this angle is equal to the sum of the opposite interior angles. That means this angle is equal to the angle P plus angle Q. Similarly, many exterior angles are shown to you. Now this side has been increased, so this is equals to this angle. This angle is equals to the sum of angle Q and R. Here this angle is equal to the sum of angle P and R. And this property is known as exterior angle property of a triangle, in which it says that if any side of a triangle is produced, then the exterior angle so formed is equal to the sum of the interior angles. That is, here angle PRS is the exterior angle, and it is equal to the sum of angle X plus angle Y. Exercise 20C. Find the value of A and B in the figures. So this is the triangle and this side is produced and this one is also produced. We have to find this angle B here and A here. Now since angle B and 110 degree are making linear pair, so their sum will be equals to 180. So angle B equals to 70. Now angle B equals to 70. We know the value of this angle and this angle. We can find by the angle sum property angle A. So angle A plus B equals to 55 equals to 180. Angle A equals to 55 degree. Now the next is angle QRS is an exterior angle of triangle PQR at R. Angle QRS. This angle is the exterior angle of the triangle PQR. Now the interior adjacent angle. So the interior adjacent angle of this angle is this one. And the name of this angle is PRQ. The interior opposite angles corresponding to QRS. The interior opposite angles for this angle are angle P and angle Q. Or you can write RPQ or PQR. In the third question, find the value of the letter angles in the figure. We are having the letter angles X and Y here. Clearly it is seen here in the diagram that angle X and 70 degree are vertically opposite angles. So angle X equals to 70 degree. And since angle X and Y are the interior opposite angles of this exterior angle 110, so by using the property of exterior angle, X plus Y equals to 110, we know the value of X, so Y equals to 40 degree here. One of the exterior angles of a triangle is 140 degree and the interior opposite angles are in the ratio 2:3. Find the angles of the triangle. So here we have given the ratio for the interior opposite angles 2:3. Let the interior opposite angles be 2x degree and 3x degree. So since these interior opposite angles are equal to the 140 degree, which is the exterior angle, so we will add them. 2x plus 3x equals to 140, x equals to 28. So the angles are 2x equals to 56 degree and 3x equals to 84 degree. Now let the third angle of the triangle be y degree. By the angle sum property of the triangle, all the angles sum will be equals to 180. So y plus 56 plus 84 and y equals to 40 degree. One of the exterior angle of a triangle is 120 degree and its interior opposite angles are equal to each other. So what is the measure of each of these two angles? It is given that exterior angle is 120 degree and interior opposite angles are equal. That means both the angles are x and x. So we have taken them x and x. So x plus x equals to 120 because these are the interior opposite angle and this is the exterior angle. By using this exterior angle property, we are having the value x equals to 60. So the equal angles of the triangle are x and x, 60 and 60 degree. So here we have completed chapter number 20, triangles. Solve all the questions, solve the left questions because they are for your homework, and keep doing practicing maths. Keep safe yourself, follow all the guidelines of the corona, stay safe, and keep preparing for your exams. Take care.